Come join us on our Turkish Airlines business class adventure. Hello and welcome. Today we are going to do a trip report of Turkish Airlines business class on the A330 going from Boston to Istanbul. I have flown with them before. I'm wondering if it'll be different this time. This is Kuma. Let's go. Today's flight is 8 hours and 22 minutes and 4,814 miles. Now it's time to check in. Our experience begins here at the priority check-in counter. We had no issues checking in today. It was very fast, and the check-in agent was very friendly and efficient. As business class passengers, we were granted access to one of the partner airlines lounges, and in Boston, that happens to be the Lufthansa lounge. This is because Turkish and Lufthansa are both in the Star Alliance group. Now we're inside, and this is the main part of the lounge. Initially, it seems like this is not a very big lounge, but I want to go ahead and check it out and see if it has everything I'm going to need. I'm a little bit hungry, so first I want to check out the buffet. As you can see, it looks like they have an okay selection of items. They have some sandwiches, fresh fruits, and salads. I always like to have something like this before I fly. It's really nice to see that they had several hot food items. This is really good because in some other small lounges, you don't even get hot food at all. And also, I want to point out that this was kept well stocked, especially considering that it was well after dinner time. And of course, I couldn't resist indulging a little bit more in their sweets section. And if you want an alcoholic drink, they have several options for you. This lounge featured a few different seating areas that you could choose depending on your mood. This is the quiet section, for example. However, if you're looking for something a little bit busier, you can try this area instead. There it is. That's going to be our plane today. We'll be seeing you shortly. Generally, I was very happy with this lounge. It had a varied selection of food and also a great selection of seating areas as well. I was very happy with the quality, especially since this is such a small lounge. And now it's time to fly. Tonight's flight is on time. The boarding process went pretty quickly and we were on board in no time. Now I'm at my seat. It's 3A at the window. Let's have a closer look at this seat. Each of these seats is 21 inches wide with 61 inches of pitch. The cabin is a 222 configuration and there are 28 lie-flat seats in this cabin. And this plane is an 8-year-old A330. There are some small stowage compartments between the seats, as well as coat hangers. The seat certainly does have plenty of legroom. We were brought out welcome drinks pretty fast. Turkish Airlines doesn't serve champagne as a welcome drink, but they do have a variety of juices. Look at how colorful this is. And now checking out the tray table. I actually found that it was pretty easy to operate and also seemed decently sturdy. It was a standard size and they could be moved back and forth just a bit. There were individual air nozzles and reading lights overhead, but I found the temperature of the cabin to be rather warm for parts of the flight. On the center armrest between the seats are the seat controls. This is the pillow they provide. It's really small and not very plush. This is the blanket they provide initially, but they provide a much thicker blanket for when they make the bed. We'll show you that later. One nice thing that they had was this shoe bag, which contained a pair of slippers. I really like this because it provides me with an extra level of comfort. One good thing I like about this 222 configuration is that the seats are staggered, which gives you a little more privacy from your neighbor. Turkish Airlines provides a set of Denon headphones. These are actually a pretty good brand, and I liked how they sounded. Here's the safety card, magazines, and air sickness bag. This is the IFE handset controller, which was located down at my side. The seat has a 110 volt power outlet, as well as a USB and headset connection. Here's a reading light, which is multi-positional, as well as has varying intensities. I'm now comfortable and ready to fly. If you're familiar with Turkish Airlines, you know that they have the Sky Chef. He greeted us by name and took our orders.
Seatbelt as shown. Keep your seatbelt fastened and visible until the seatbelt sign is off. When needed, you can release it as shown. Before the flight, extension and loop belts are given out by the cabin crew.
Now we're all ready to take off. Here's what the cabin looked like at that point. If you're enjoying our video, to see more future content and to support Kuma, please subscribe. Meal service began pretty quickly after takeoff, but we were handed the menus first. Please have a look and stop the video if you need more time to review the menu. They started out the meal service with this refreshing hot towel, which I then followed up by ordering a local white wine from Turkey. Next, they brought out some mixed nuts, and I also ordered a white Russian. Next, we'll show you the food menu. It really looks pretty interesting compared to some other airlines that I've seen. Here's what it looks like inside. They have an additional beverage menu inside, which has a lot of your usual drinks, but they also have a good selection of wellness teas available. Since I know that Turkey has some of the best tea in the world, I figured I'd give some of it a try. Take a look at the presentation they have here. There's a lot of detail. An interesting thing about Turkish Airlines is how they do the breakfast menu. You fill out your selections and personally hand it to the onboard chef. Which reminds me of how a good hotel might do their breakfast room service. And now we have the main food menu. Then they brought out this pre-appetizer, which wasn't actually on the menu. The grilled meat was legendary. For my main appetizer, I had the prawn Caesar salad. It was light and fresh, and the prawns were much better than I had hoped for. Another more local appetizer option I'd like to show you is the mezzi. My companion thought it was delightfully delicious. Accompanying the appetizers is some bread, olive oil, butter, and seasoning. The salt and pepper shakers have a really creative design. Turkish Airlines provides this candlelight which adds some ambience to the dinner service. I really enjoyed that. The next course was this pumpkin soup. The temperature was perfect and the soup was creamy. For my entree, I chose the grilled rosemary chicken breast. The presentation was absolutely fantastic. The risotto was well seasoned and the chicken perfectly cooked and tender. Another entree option is the grilled swordfish, which was really nice to see. The swordfish was really fresh and the potato was super creamy. For my dessert, I went with the brownie. It really hit the spot. My companion chose to stay a little more local with his dessert, getting the potpourri of traditional Turkish desserts, which included pistachio baklava. Baklava is a very popular Turkish dessert. My companion thought it was sweet and authentically interesting. I had another cup of tea with the dessert. Boy, was that good. After the great dinner, it's a good time to check out the amenity kit. These kits are provided by Versace Perfumes of Italy and are available in men and women's variations. One pleasant thing I noticed even before opening the kit was the wonderful smell of the cologne. Very nice. Here's what the contents of the kit look like. For the most part, they're fairly standard, with the exception of the Versace products. It's no wonder the kit smelled so good. It's coming from this cologne. Overall, I really liked this kit. They handed out a bottle of water and a hot towel to freshen up just before heading to sleep. Then they turned the lights off to help us get to sleep. Before heading to sleep, I went to check out the lavatory. This lavatory is standard size, but they kept it clean throughout the flight. The amenities were provided by Molton Brown of London. Now I'm finally ready to sleep. One good thing about Turkish Airlines is that you can request a flight attendant to make the bed for you. They provide a mattress pad which makes the bed much more comfortable, as well as a thicker blanket than you saw before. The flight attendant has already made the bed, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in lie flat mode. It's time for some sleep. Here's what the cabin looks like as everyone goes to sleep. My light is still going strong. I'm going to find myself a movie to help me settle in. Here's what the IFE looks like. I found the selection to be quite good, and the system itself was quite responsive. I chose to watch Jurassic Park: Fallen Kingdom. Now I'm ready to sleep. Good night. Good morning. I've had about 3 hours of sleep. That bed was super comfortable. Now it's time for breakfast. For starters, I had the assorted fruit. And as mentioned before, I was able to customize my breakfast, so I ordered yogurt and homemade muesli. And of course, I can't resist a smoothie and some carrot juice. These were ultra refreshing. My main entree was a white cheese omelet with sauteed mushrooms. The eggs were well cooked and fluffy. Another breakfast option is the waffle. It's good to see that Turkish Airlines knows where to look for the best syrup. Now we're getting pretty close to our destination in Istanbul. Here's what the cabin looks like at about that time. They collect the original set of headphones, but they provide this temporary set of headphones to have uninterrupted entertainment. Welcome to Istanbul. To sum it up, I must say that this flight experience was excellent. The service was good, it was prompt and on point. The food experience was definitely amazing. It's easy to see that Turkish Airlines puts a lot of thought into their service. This is one of their strong points. The seat was quite comfortable and I was able to sleep well. One minor criticism is that I think the pillow is way too small. I'd like to see a larger, more plush pillow. But that's just a minor thing. Turkish Airlines is definitely amazing and I can't wait to fly with them again. Next time I want to try their 787 business class product. In our next video, we will show our complete experience in the Turkish Airlines lounge, one of the best business class lounges in the world. If you enjoyed our video, please hit the like button. To see more of our future content, please subscribe. This is Kuma. Thank you for watching. See you next time. To see more of our other videos, please click the link shown above.